Hi and welcome to day 16 of 30 Days of Photoshop with me, Kevin Aronson from Hampshire School of Photography. And today we're looking at levels. Let's look at a couple of photos to see how we might transform them using the levels control. Single image here, I'm going to press Command or Control J to give myself a duplicate. And then I'm going to go up to the adjustments panel here. Now, if you haven't got adjustments in your right hand panel, go to your window menu and select adjustments there. It's the third one down. Once you click on adjustments, there's a whole range of adjustments. The one we want is the second one in, which is levels, and you see the word levels appear as you move over each of these icons, so the description changes. So we want levels, and there it is. It's been added just above the two levels of the photograph, and it's given it a white mask as well. Over here is the levels dialog box, and what we see is a histogram. If you don't know what a histogram is, it's a graph, and it's a graph representing the tonality of tones in the image from black at this end through to white at this end. And white's got its own control, black does, and this one is the midtones, the greys. Some would argue that the perfectly exposed picture would have no peaks at either end. This is obviously peaking at black because there's some really serious deep black shadows in this picture. Some people say no, the perfect picture would be just touching the blacks, going up in the middle for the midtones and then back again down for the highlights. But there's no such thing as a perfect picture. All images are different, have different values, and you can have that. You can have this histogram looking almost any way you want. Now, these are the black points and the white points. I can change the black point by moving my slider across, and this is now moving the blacks so that more and more things become black. I can do the same with the white so that more and more things become white. So you get this image which you can change significantly just by moving those two sliders. The midtone, however, in this shot is going to be really helpful because I can push up the midtones and bring some detail into those shadows. My goodness, look at that. That's gone too far. I can take it back to that maybe and just show a bit more detail. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Okay, let's look at another image. This one here. And again, I'm going to create a duplicate, and I'm going to click on the levels. And in this picture, this was taken on a photo shoot where a couple of my students were setting up a shoot through Brolly inside a church. It's a bit dark, and the thing is, although the room's quite dark, the picture was taken up by one of my other students. This was taken by Flick Bunfield on a Sony camera. And typically I think anybody taking a shot like this will get the same results. Because of the really bright light coming in through this window, the camera is very slightly underexposed, so the girls here are a bit dark, but we've got some blown out highlights in the windows. Now I'm not saying we can repair that completely, but we can change it so I think there's a better balance between light and dark. Let's first of all try the midtone slider, which will just bring out some lovely detail in the girls. That's Tracy on her knees, and although she's in a church, she's not praying. And that's Trish looking up at the speed light. What I'd like to do is really boost the whites coming through that window to give you see, I'd really like that clean look. How far can we do that? I reckon we can go quite a bit. Not that's too far, but we can go to there maybe. That's great, but we've now lost detail down the windows. I mean, we had some lost anyway because of the intense bright light. But here's the thing. We have a mask. If we have a mask, then almost anything is possible. So I'm now going to click on the mask. And I'm going to select brush. And as it's a white mask, I'm going to paint with a black foreground colour. And now let's turn my opacity right down. I'm now going to start painting on these windows where the details are blown out. And we should start to see some of that detail coming back. And I think we can. We can see that there's some green outside. We've got some shadows appearing. Oh, look at there. See, by having a lower opacity up here, it means that I can gradually apply the effect and take control of it. A bit more down here. I'm using a Wacom pen here because it gives me much more control than a mouse. And down here, can we do a bit here as well? Oh yes, a little bit. I don't want to go too much there. What about down here? Just to bring a little bit of something in there so it's not completely blown out. And I guess with a bit of time and patience I could probably do a better job than that. But that is where I'm going today. And of course, if we accidentally get somewhere we don't want it, so say I did that, I literally have to just press the X button on the keyboard, which flicks to a different foreground colour. So if I paint white on white, I can actually get rid of that. So no disasters made, and once again we are using non-destructive editing. But I think already you can see the possible advantages of working with levels as an adjustable layer within Photoshop. So these are called adjustable layers, and when you make that adjustment, it makes that adjustment to everything that lies beneath it. So all the layers are affected the same way. If you only want it to affect the layer beneath, you've got two options. You can hit this button here, and if I click it again, there we go. You can see what happens, can't you? When I click it and stop clicking it, something happens. That thing there is telling us that these changes only apply to the layer immediately below, which is sometimes what you want. If I take that off, there's another way of doing it. Hold down the Option key on a Mac or the Alt key on a PC, and as you move the mouse, I'm hovering over, I'm not touching the screen. As I move it over these layers, as I approach the join between this layer and this one, I get this thing going on. If I now click, I've done the same thing. So both do the same. It's called a clipping mask. That is a clipping mask. And all a clipping mask is, it's applying the mask to the layer immediately beneath it. Thanks for watching. You can view all 30 days of this course online at phototeacher.blog. And if you want to find out about our workshops, and these are physical workshops at our training centre in Fleet in Hampshire, then check out our website, gohsp.com. And HSP obviously stands for Hampshire School of Photography. Look forward to seeing you tomorrow. See ya.